welcome to episode 103 of the M1 Yarns and the Michigan Makers podcast. I'm Jamie. I'm the yarn dyer behind m1yarns.com, and this is a mostly knitting, a little bit of fiber spinning, a little bit of other things podcast. So if that's your thing, grab your project and a beverage and let's chat. And I have a beverage here. I will put the recipe in the description box below with a list of everything I talk about, per usual. This is going in my newsletter this week, the recipe. And if you want to sign up for my newsletter, you can head to my website. But this drink, a lovely summery kind of cocktail. It is, for me right now, it's Friday evening. I decided a cocktail was in order. And the irony is that this cocktail is called the Good Enough Gatsby. It is so good. And because I tried to wing it off the top of my head, it's good enough, but it's not quite right, which is super irritating, which really just seems to be par for the course, because I just recorded like a full 15 minutes of this episode already using a microphone that I bought on Amazon about 4 months ago, and have forgotten every single time I recorded an episode to use this until now. I did a bunch of tests. I ran the test. Sound sounded good as long as it was like basically here, not here, not over by the camera, here. So I was like, okay. So I recorded the episode up until I got interrupted. The episode was chaotic. I spilt my basket of yarn. The dog barked. I don't know what was going on. And then I got interrupted for good. The phone cut off. And I listened to the sound again. And I was like, oh, no. We gotta redo it. So here we are again. For me. Not for you. So this is going in the garbage. Now I'm like, I have to start all over again. What was I talking about? Well, I talked about how my hair was driving me crazy. I talked about the reason why this is called Cocktails and Cardigans for this episode is because I am deep in the trenches of cardigans. And I will tell you more about them in a moment. What am I wearing? I am wearing the Ripple something by Jessie May Designs. This is my hand-dyed yarn in a yarn that I don't carry anymore. It's yak based, but I have something similar that I'm bringing back. And a colorway that I thought I did. I lost the recipe for it. It has like speckles of this like rust along with like some bluish grays that are really subtle. I really like this colorway. I like this top and I don't wear it very often. So I wore it today just for you. I love Jessie May Martinson's designs. So if you've never knit her stuff, go check her out. Okay, what am I knitting? We've got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm knitting the DRK Everyday Cardigan in Durarum Natura Ulyss, and this design is knit flat, and I re-engineered mine to be knit in the round and steeped. And as you can see, maybe not, it's kind of chaotic. I have picked up stitches on either side for the button band, and I'm going to cut down this column just as soon as I get my button bands knit. One set of stitches is on an SOS cord. These silicone cords are available in my shop. And one side is on the needles. This button band, I have tried to knit it for the past couple days. As you can see, I basically have no button band. It is really, I don't know, I'm an advanced knitter, but her directions are driving me crazy. So I need some dedicated, like quiet knitting time. I'm at the point, I've been knitting this a couple months. I just want to be done. now that this worsted weight cardigan is almost done and it is the end of June and the weather is forecast to be in the mid-90s for the next 4 days. As if I'm going to wear this anytime soon. But that is where I'm at with it. I am also knitting another Andrea Mowry cardigan. This one is written to be knit in the round and steeped. Haven't talked about this in a minute. This is the Shiftigan, and I have just split for sleeves. I have made almost no progress in the last month on this. The main color is my own hand-dyed yarn in the colorway Beach Sand, and the contrast color is Stonehenge Fiber Mill Crazy in like 4 different skeins. And you can see my little steek column here. So I'm going to cut the sweater open. I'll take you along for the ride when I finally do it. But at the widest part, so I'm like a size medium. I'm like a 38 bust. At the widest part, before I split for sleeves, where the yoke is all one piece, like right about here, you have 400 stitches on the needle. So this is a slog. So I could like say, I just want to hurry up and finish this, but again, now summer is like in full swing here in Michigan, and I'm probably not going to wear this till September. So that's that. Let me take another sip of my cocktail. So just got what's condensation on my pants. Since you guys are like my, my inner circle, my inner knitting circle, I'll share with you a design that I'm working on. Let me pick it back up off the floor because it fell out of the basket. Okay, so in my mind for like the last probably over 6 months, I have had an idea for a cowl design, and I finally found just the yarn that I want for it. It's a special yarn base, and I started to like flesh out notes. I'm trying to untangle the yarn because it's deciding to misbehave. And I, made a sketch. I figured out every section of every step of this cowl, and I started to knit it. It's 5 contrast colors. I'll insert a photo so that it's pretty and not like I'm juggling balls. Now there's fuzz flying. This episode is so chaotic. I dyed 5 contrast color mini skeins, and then there's a gray main color. And I had a clear vision of how I wanted this to be, and when I started knitting it, it started evolving. And now I'm on version 5.1 of this cowl, and I'm still not really that happy with it. So if I'm being honest, this design process is really frustrating because I keep changing my mind on what I want it to be. As you can see right now, it's kind of doing a fade situation. I'm clearly at the very early stages. It has not been blocked, so it looks like garbage. You can kind of subtly see a little bit of texture. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Like little purl stitches. And I am not 100% happy with that, if I'm being honest. Let's see if this side shows it better. I don't know. This needs to be blocked. So if I'm honest, this is really frustrating the hell out of me. And I don't know. I don't think that this kit, it's going to be a kit in the shop. I don't think it's going to be ready until probably August, if I give myself some grace to work on it. I don't know. That's what I'm working on. And who needs a cowl until the fall anyway? So, yeah, it's fine. It's going to be fine. So that's been taking up some brain space. I also want to cast on a new project that will also be a kit in the shop, and let me tell you about that. I don't know how I discovered this pattern, but the Artist's Shawl by Natasha Hornsby is gorgeous. And the more I looked at it, the more I thought it would be really cool, instead of using a rustic wool, to use a very drapey alpaca to make something, to make it a little bit more feminine and give it the drape that I was looking for. And so I was thinking about my Alpaca My Bags Sport Weight Baby Alpaca yarn. And I think I want to knit the sample, but I'm also thinking, should I get a sample knitter to make this? Because I have so many things I want to knit and my head is like exploding. Do you want a sample knit for me? Message me if you're interested. I really should put it on my like Instagram stories, but here is like a sample. Let me fix this. I don't know why this tie is poking out right there. That's ugly. Here's the palette that I'm thinking I want to use. And I mean, I have other colors on this base, but here's what I was thinking. And yeah, I just think that this is super pretty. So I had all of this in the shop. I feel like my camera is dirty. No, maybe it's just the skeins are giving it like a weird halo. And then I dyed some more of this yesterday. This is my mushroom colorway, and I love this brown. So I really want this to be a sample of this yarn, or the shawl to be a sample, because I think it's really pretty. If you look at it like that. What do you think? Alternatively, well, no, I looked at the colors. I think this works really well. Maybe if I like. So I love this design. I think it is gorgeous. And now I just want it. Okay, so what else? What else? The friendship tea make along that I was co-hosting with my good friend Sarah of Coffee Knits with Sarah, who is on Instagram and YouTube as Coffee Knits with Sarah. Check out her podcast. Our make along ends today, so she and I are going to draw some random winners out of the Instagram hashtag and the Ravelry forum, and send those prize winners prizes. And so we probably need to think about a new knit along. If you have any ideas, comment below, because I love all your feedback. I probably don't want to start a new knit along until like August, maybe ish. We'll give ourselves like a couple months break. How about that? Okay, the last thing I want to talk about, when I was in northern Michigan a few weeks ago for the Tip of the Mitt Fiber Festival, I got 2 alpaca fleeces. I have previously purchased 2 sheep fleeces last fall at the New York Sheep and Wool Festival in Rhinebeck, and I scoured them and dried them and put them up on a shelf and have not touched them. My plan is that tomorrow I'm going to start carding one of them. I don't know which one yet, to be determined. But I had the opportunity to buy for the cheap 2 alpaca fleeces. So I did. Even though I've heard that alpaca is difficult to spin and I'm still a newbie spinner, but this is one of them. I have not weighed this bag, but it is huge. It is washed. So all I really need to do is card it. Let me just take out a chunk and show you this gorgeous color. It's like the same color as my hair almost. So this alpaca fleece, I mean, obviously I think I'm going to need to blend it with some wool. But it is like so buttery soft. Look at that. Very interesting. So that one came cleaned. Okay, I just knocked down the tripod. So we're like, you know, doing what we always do here. The other alpaca fleece needed to be cleaned. So let me tell you about the adventures of that. So, as I said, I previously only bought 2 sheep fleeces. When I came home from Rhinebeck last fall, I immediately did all this research and scoured these fleeces, put them away, and it was done and dusted. And so I thought I remembered how to do it for these sheep fleeces, or this one that needed to be cleaned. And apparently I forgot a critical step. I put the sheep, or the alpaca fleece, in garment bags, in buckets, with very hot tap water and Dawn dish soap. And I would lift out the whole garment bag, squeeze it out, repeat, repeat, repeat. I did 14 rounds of soapy hot water and then a couple rounds of rinse. And I'm like, 14 rounds, this feels somewhat excessive. And I mentioned this to a fellow yarn dyer, and she's like, did you do boiling water? And this alpaca fleece was pretty clean. And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot the boiling water. You need to like use one of those infrared thermometers to check the temperature of your fleece. And I don't know where mine is. Forgot about it. Just, it didn't even come to my brain, all 14 rounds. But 14 rounds of Dawn dish soap later, I have a very clean, beautiful alpaca fleece. I mean, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? This fleece, let me show you. It's in this like 30 quart, is it 30 liters? 32 quarts, 30 liters, Rubbermaid tote. Not very deep. It is like a 2-tone fleece. It is beautiful. Between the tan and the white, I am just like so in love with this fleece. It's got some interesting, you know, kind of like curliness, whereas the other one looks less curly. So I don't know what that means. I'm still fairly new to my like fiber spinning journey, but I know enough to tell you that that looks really pretty. So I think I need well, I have hand carders. I would like a drum carder. If anyone is selling one secondhand or knows of one secondhand, I would be very interested in buying a drum carder because I think that this blended with some more rustic wool would be amazing. I told my friends who are both newbie spinners that they are welcome to, like, take some of this. I doubt I'll use it all. So they should practice on this, but I'm obsessed. So that was too funny that I forgot the boiling water, and because of that, I scoured and scoured and scoured. And yes, instead of Dawn dish soap, I could have used a product called Power Scour, and I didn't because I didn't think of it either. I was clearly having a out to lunch day, so that was that. So I'm looking forward to spinning that at some point. I think that's kind of everything I have for you at the moment. A lot going on behind the scenes. I have another month plus until my next fiber festival, which is Wine and Wool at the Sandhill Crane Vineyard in Jackson, Michigan. It's at the very end of July. So if you're in Michigan, you should look it up. It's a nice one-day event that takes place in a vineyard. It's very nice. And until then, I'm just kind of enjoying like all the behind the scenes yarn life. And that's what I'm knitting. That's what I'm spinning. I will insert a photo of some other stuff that I'm spinning that I'm hoping to finish tomorrow. And that's all I got for you. It's going to be a short and sweet episode. Thanks so much for joining me, and comment below what you're knitting on, if I'll see you at any upcoming fiber festival in Michigan or Rhinebeck. I'm going there in October. And if you have any ideas for a future make-along, I would love to hear your feedback. All right, until next time, bye!